The call came at 8:14 in the morning. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. "Good morning, ma'am. This is the police." My body went cold. "We received a report expressing concern about your mental well-being." I sat up straight. "What are you talking about?" "A family member reported that you may not be in a stable emotional condition after leaving home abruptly last night." I stared at my wall for a long moment. They hadn't just ignored my decision. They had tried to turn it into a diagnosis, and that was the moment I understood exactly what kind of family I was dealing with. "My name is Sophia Bennett. I'm 29 years old. I built my own life, my own apartment, my own career, my own income, my own decisions." In most families, that would be called success. In mine, it was called a problem. My father, Richard Bennett, believed that responsibility meant control. My mother believed that sacrifice was love. My older sister learned early that life was easy. So she agreed. Every time. The right marriage, the right timeline, the right number of children. Life moving in a straight, predictable line. And for that, she was rewarded. Praised, protected, prioritized. I was the opposite. Not difficult, not rebellious, just independent, which in my family was exactly the same thing. Twist foreshadow. There was a reason they chose that Sunday to do this. I just didn't know it yet. The real reason wouldn't come out until I said no a second time, at the same table, in front of the same people. That Sunday felt normal at first. Family dinner, the usual faces. My sister was glowing, which I noticed but didn't ask about. Then she tapped her glass. "I have news." She was pregnant. Third child. The room exploded in the way those rooms always do. My mom covered her face. Everyone spoke at once. I smiled because I was genuinely happy for her. Then my father turned toward me, not slowly, not carefully, just directly. "You'll move in with her. No build-up, no discussion. A decision already made." I laughed slightly because it didn't make sense. "What?" He didn't smile. "You'll move in. She'll need help." My sister added almost casually. "You work from home anyway. It's perfect." Perfect. That word stayed in my chest. Perfect for who? I looked around the table. My mother nodded. My aunt smiled sweetly. My sister looked relieved, the way people look when a problem has just been solved for them. And I realized something that made my breath go short. They were not asking me, they were informing me. Something rose inside me, not anger, not panic, clarity. So I didn't argue, I didn't explain, I didn't defend myself. Picked up my bag and walked out. No goodbye, no drama, just silence. And somehow that silence said more than anything I could have shouted. My phone started vibrating before I reached my car. Calls, then missed calls, then messages. I didn't answer. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel guilty for not answering. I felt something else entirely. Awake. The messages. When I finally checked, they were exactly what I expected. My mother. "You embarrassed us in front of everyone." My sister. "This isn't optional. You're being selfish." Not one message said, "Are you okay?" Not one. That told me everything I needed to know about what this was really about. The police call. 8:14 the next morning. Unknown number. The officer's voice was professional, careful. "A family member reported that you may not be." I sat completely still after the call ended. They had taken my silence, my one quiet act of choosing myself, and turned it into a welfare concern. Something official, something documented, something designed to make me look like the unstable one. After the officer left, I sat in my apartment in complete silence. And something shifted in me that I cannot fully describe. It wasn't anger, it wasn't sadness. It was the very last piece of something I had been holding on to for 29 years. The idea that if I just stayed calm, if I just gave them time, if I just didn't make it worse, eventually they would see me. That piece finally broke. And when it did, I didn't feel destroyed. I felt clear. I looked around my apartment, my space, my furniture, my books, my name on the lease, my money in the account, everything in that room, single person at that dinner table. And I realized something for the first time. I wasn't losing access to them. They were losing access to me. That same day, I moved strategically, not emotionally. I reviewed my work schedule, locked down my finances, updated my emergency contacts, spoke to a legal advisor, because I now understood this wasn't pressure anymore. It was manipulation, and manipulation only works when you don't name it. I had named it. Now I needed to say it out loud, in the same room where they had announced my life for me. I would go back next Sunday, not to apologize, not to fix things, to finish them. The week felt heavy, the kind of heavy that comes before something permanent. I didn't call anyone. I didn't explain myself. I just prepared. Because I had learned something from watching my family my entire life. They were very good at controlling the room when no one pushed back. I was going to push back. Sunday arrived. Same house, same faces, but I was different. When I walked in, conversation slowed. Eyes followed me, not openly, but enough. My mother rushed over and hugged me tightly. I was so worried, she said. Her voice was loud, too loud, the kind of loud that needs an audience. It wasn't concern, it was a performance of concern. I nodded, stepped back, said nothing. Dinner started, small talk, careful smiles. I sat and waited. I knew exactly what was coming, and I was ready, right on schedule. My mother stood up and said it. We're so happy Sophia will be moving in to help. There it was, the public announcement, the assumption made certain by an audience. All eyes turned to me, waiting. I stood up slowly. Can I say something? They smiled, confident, certain. They thought they had already won. I never agreed to move in. Real silence this time. Not polite silence, the kind that fills a room when the script goes off track. And someone at this table called the police and reported me as unstable for walking out of a dinner. People shifted in their seats, and I was told what to do with my life without being asked once. The energy in the room changed completely. This wasn't a happy family dinner anymore. This was something honest. My sister's composure finally cracked. You want the truth? She leaned forward. We can't afford childcare. There it was. Not love, not family, convenience. And suddenly everything made sense. Every announcement, every message, every pressure, the police call. I wasn't being included. I was being managed. And for the first time, everyone else in that room saw it too. I looked at my sister, then at my father, then I said the only thing that needed to be said. I will help when I choose to, but I will not give up my life. I am not your solution. I am not your backup plan. No shouting, no tears, just clarity. And I walked out again. This time, I didn't look back. Weeks passed, then months. Something unexpected happened. Silence, no calls, no pressure, no guilt trips. At first it felt strange, like waiting for something that never came. Then it felt like something I hadn't felt in a very long time. Peace. My sister found other solutions, a part-time nanny, a schedule that worked. My parents stopped pushing, not because they fully understood, but because they had realized I was not going to bend. And control doesn't work when the person being controlled stops cooperating. I didn't lose my family. I changed my position in it, and that changed everything. Here is the truth nobody says out loud. Sometimes the people who love you also limit you, not because they want to hurt you, because it is easier for them when you stay small, easier when you stay available, easier when you don't say no. But the moment you choose yourself, really choose yourself, everything shifts. Yes, it creates distance. Yes, it is uncomfortable, but it also creates something else, something they cannot take from you once you have it. Freedom. So if you ever find yourself at that table, the one where saying yes keeps the peace, but saying no keeps your identity, ask yourself one question. How long are you willing to live a life that was never really yours? Because once you start choosing yourself, there is no going back, and there shouldn't be.